what's happening, Atlanta? Welcome to the Kickback with Stack show. Today we have special guests, Hollywood and Demi J. And this is the premiere show of the Kickback with Stack show. So tonight we're just going to kick back, relax. So go grab your favorite beverage, your favorite food, and just have fun with us tonight. We're going to talk about my new book, Ghetto Heaven. It's out in the stores now. And you can reach me at ghettoheaven.net or authorsden.com/ghettoheaven. And we're going to start off with Hollywood first.
Hello.
Nice meeting you, Hollywood.
How you doing, sir?
That's fine.
Ghetto Heaven.
Ghetto Heaven.
Now, I mean, personally, my personal opinion, I enjoyed the book.
Thank you very much.
I mean, for somebody who do not like to read, honestly.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it. And my first question off top was, what inspires you to do it?
Well, actually, what really inspired me was revenge. You know, it was more like I had hatred and revenge in my heart, and so in order to vent and get that out, I used my skills of writing. So that's what really inspired me and gave me an inspiration to do something positive with this book.
Okay. I can see it a little bit. But,
you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But for just on the writing process, how long did it take and what all took place with it?
All right. Once I got started writing the book, it was like it just became my everything I did. Everything I did was about this book. It was just writing every day, all day. Sometimes I wouldn't even eat, stop to eat, just continue just writing. So it took me maybe 2 months to finish the book, to write it. But after I was done, I rewrote it maybe 20 different times, switched up verses, took different chapters out, added, created more characters, and just played with it a little bit, trying to make it the best book possible. So let me ask a question. What part of the book that you like best yourself?
Well, me personally, I enjoyed the whole book just on the fact because, you went in depth with the characters. I actually felt like I was a part of each and every character. You can see I'm a male, but even with the female characters, I was I felt like I was right there with her,
So which character did you really like the best? What was your favorite character?
It had to be Curtis up top,
Okay.
That's who the story is about, Curtis. Yeah. And all that he went through, everything he was doing, and just his hustle mentality, his mindset. Right. I agree with it. I felt that was better fit, describing me. But then I also, Raw Man.
Raw Man was a good dude.
Yeah, he was cool. He was cool in Mario, everybody has your different, you personally can relate to each one of them. But who was your favorite character?
I got to say my favorite character is probably Half. Half was a little wild dude, so I like Half. Actually, Half is based on a real character, a real person, a good friend of mine. And when I wrote this book, if you read the book, it describes him. That's exactly how he is every day. This dude is really wild, just like this character in this book. Really, Half is wild.
But did all the characters, were there any personal experiences with each one?
I got to say, some characters are fictional and some are not so fictional, but all of them have, I say, characteristics of people that I've met or I've known in life. Miss Demi, how you doing tonight?
I'm fine, Mr. Stacks. Thank you for inviting me here. I thoroughly enjoyed the book.
Thank you.
I think that for me, anyone who is shy, you can vicariously live through any one of these characters. Mr. Stacks vividly and creatively expressed himself in words, and it's like the book came to life.
Thank you.
Even if you've never lived this lifestyle, I think that you were more than able to imagine. If you had 1% of imagination, you could live through these characters. So it was a hard to put down read.
Okay.
It took me through a lifestyle that maybe I would only fathom of living. But having worked in a few establishments, no names will be mentioned.
Okay.
I can somewhat mildly relate to a few of your characters.
So who was your favorite character? A couple?
I would have to say Michelle.
So Michelle was your favorite character?
Michelle was my favorite.
Do you have do you have the same personality that she has, or you relate to her because you're two of a kind?
I could relate to Michelle. Kurt was definitely, I could relate to Kurt a lot.
Kurt.
I understood Kurt, but
Okay.
I understood why he liked Michelle a lot. My least favorite character,
Okay.
I would have to say, was Half. I mean, I understood Half, but Half was annoying to me.
Okay,
He's
yeah.
way too thirsty.
Very thirsty.
And I would have to say that Vanessa and Jazzy were very intriguing.
Okay.
And Sincere reminds me of friends that I stay far away from. Or acquaintances, might I say. Raw Man definitely have your back. Mario was annoying.
Mario was annoying.
He just couldn't be that simple.
You'll be surprised at the people how simple they really are.
Okay, well, Mario, I mean, I needed him to step his game up several times. I actually liked Jesse. Yeah.
Jesse was a very good character as well.
Yeah, Jesse definitely was your right hand. Well,
Yeah.
Oops, excuse me. I keep comparing you to Kurt. I'm sorry. I think he's Kurt.
No, hello. I'm not actually Kurt, but you can say that loosely. Ghetto Heaven is about me, but not particularly about me.
How loose?
I can say some of the facts are very true. As far as Sincere, like I said, what inspired me was revenge. Sincere did turn me into the FBI, and that's really was my inspiration because I really wanted to commit murder. But I did. But
We're getting to the nooks and crannies.
Yeah. So I can say that much is really true about the book. It's a couple of things that's true, but I'm not sure. And what was one of your favorite parts?
I choose not to answer that on the grounds that it may incriminate me.
And what about you, Hannah? What were some of your favorite parts?
I agree with her statement.
Come on, somebody got to give a favorite part.
No, honestly, man, my favorite part was just on the fact that even though Kurt had that crazy lifestyle, that he found Michelle, who was just a simple, regular, and that was his everything. Like
Yeah,
even
he had something to ground him.
Exactly. Like everybody has that one who
grounds them. Yeah, and that's the way. I mean, I like to read. I read a lot of urban fiction and a lot of street literature books, and I didn't want my books to be based on everything. It's always about drugs, robbing and stealing, or some chicks on the come up. And I didn't want my book about that, so I wrote it about something totally different and people can relate to and will like. And if you haven't picked up this book, it's really a good book. You should go out and get it today. And what's some of your favorite parts again, Demi?
Wow, you definitely want me to incriminate myself. Ooh. Do you guys hear the clock? That's very tough because the entire book was immensely intriguing. So, where do I begin? Just the whole Pearly Gates and Club Heaven and the Throne. Just the entire description of that trifold lifestyle was intriguing. A lot of the drama was intriguing. The first interaction between Kurt and Jazzy, I would have to say I stopped and read it to a friend.
Okay. Yeah, I think Curtis and Jazzy, they had a very interesting relationship in the book. I think they was very different, and people probably had the same type of relationship if they just sit back and look and realize it. But I think Jazzy and Curtis had an interesting relationship. And do you think the relationship should carry on?
Well, personally, no. But I mean, with me giving this answer, you had to read the book. So, like, nah, you know, because sometimes you just got to move on. Like when he found Michelle, man, like that was his one and only. Like,
yeah, but I beg to differ. I forget her name.
Was it Jesse?
Mm-mm.
Monica?
Mm-mm.
Vanessa?
Mm-mm. The true love, the first love.
Oh, she's talking about Lisa.
Lisa, sorry,
okay,
2
yeah.
martinis.
You're right.
Lisa, I really was disappointed.
You think Curtis and Lisa should have?
I think that Lisa epitomized the woman who understood her man and was patient and was allowing him to live his life in hopes that he would eventually come back to her. I think that she sacrificed a lot of herself as a woman.
For Curtis.
And that she had exemplified and demonstrated her loyalty to him for numerous years. And I think that it was definitely heartbreaking that he did not choose her.
So you think Curtis betrayed Lisa by marrying Michelle?
I do. I think that was a betrayal, because I think that not only did she love him enough to allow him to be himself and to accept him, but she sacrificed a lot of herself for him. I'm sure that there were many men that she dated, but no one who held her heart like him.
Curtis. Okay.
And she reserved a special part of herself for him. Curtis and I had issues.
Yeah, issues with Curtis. Let me hear these issues.
With Curtis. I liked Curtis.
Curtis was the man.
Yeah.
Curtis was cold-hearted. Curtis was just himself, and he only thought about himself. But I don't think. I want to hear your issues that you have with Curtis in this book.
Well, the thing that I admired, I like to be a positive, optimistic person. So the thing that I admired about Curtis was his drive and his ability to transform himself from whatever negativities that were placed before him. Mm-hmm. The whole getting arrested and, having someone that he trusted to turn him in, and building his empire and having it taken from him, and having to come back with a positive attitude and triple his wealth was very, very impressive. I like that.
Okay.
That lets me know that Curtis was a man who was determined to live the life that he set forth in his mind that he was going to live. However, I think Curtis was somewhat weak. And that he used his wealth and his quote unquote power to manipulate women and to overcompensate for his emptiness. And that's why Michelle was able to come in and remind him who he truly was. Because outside of all that glamour and glitz and all the women he could have, it really took something simple and something...
As Michelle.
Yeah, to remind him what life was really about.
Okay, I can understand that.
So in essence, he wasn't as strong as he thought he was.
Okay. Hollywood, what's your take on that?
I kind of disagree just on the fact. I feel Curtis was strong because he knew his weakness. He knew his weakness was women. He knew his weakness was women. That's why he constantly stated to Mario, man, do not allow nobody to our house. Let them know. Go get the wagon. And like he knew that would be his biggest downfall. Like he knew that, and because he knew that, I felt that kept him that
on point. He stayed on point.
He was always
thinking
above. He was always on the next level. He was always on to the next scene before anything can happen. Like even when Serenity came, he even downplayed to actually get ahead, to where she was off guard. She was never on guard. She didn't know what was going on, but he continued to play the role. He kept her guessing. And I feel that, man, he knew his weaknesses was the female. And he actually used that as his strong points a lot.
So without giving away too much of the book or the ending, the way the book ended, do you think there should be a part 2, or would you like to see these characters return?
I think that's a question that needs not be asked.
Okay.
Of course, you have to write a part 2, or else those of us who bought book 1 would be furious with you because we don't understand the end of the story.
Hollywood.
I agree, because like I was flipping for more pages, but it wasn't no more pages, so it gotta be.
Okay, the book ended like that because I don't know, I wanted to keep you guessing, and I want to make sure that I say room for part 2 and you'll be able to go get part 2. But so the ending, were you upset, or did you like it, or would you like, what was about the ending that you didn't like, or did you did like?
I mean, I do like the fact that, because now I'm going to go buy part 2 if it comes out.
Okay.
Like, I like how it ended to where I am going to get part 2. But I dislike the fact that, I'm sitting here.
Left you hanging?
Yeah, I'm just straight hanging, like trying to figure out what's next. Like,
okay.
Who, what, when, what.
I would have to agree. I was shocked with the way that it ended. I did not expect a part 2. However, I would buy part 2 because I was so engulfed in the drama of the book that you're leaving me hanging and I'm thirsty. I really want to know what happened because I spent so many chapters connecting with the characters. How dare you end it like that? And I think in my email, my anger, was exemplified to you. I was very furious about it ending the way it did. So yes, you have to do a part 2.
Okay. I had a question. I just forgot that quick.
My question though.
Okay.
You are Curtis, ain't you?
Yes, he is. I said the same thing.
I'm really not Curtis per se, but
yes,
me and Curtis, we share a lot of characteristics.
About 95% similarities.
You left us guessing. Like we just hanging.
Anything that can incriminate him, he's not.
No, I'm not going to answer. But no, I'm not Curtis. I wish I was Curtis. I think Curtis is a real good guy, though. I would like him. And I forget the question. Do you have any questions, Demi?
I think he somewhat asked my question about what inspired you and if it was based upon you, which I think we all know somewhat it was.
I mean, if people that know me that reads this book, they're going to automatically assume that this book is about me. But like I said, it has some true facts in it. But you have to really know me to know what is true and what's not.
Well, but it's very difficult to be so descriptive in a lot of your chapters without having sort of
live that life.
You were way too descriptive.
Okay.
Detailed.
I have to admit that, at one point in time that, before I was turned into FBI, that I was living a really, really high life. I was just balling out of control. So that's what me and Curtis, we share that in common, that we was both balling out of control. And so that part of it is mostly true.
We have our answer.
Okay. So when is part 2 coming out?
Well, I want to spend the next 6 months to the year promoting Ghetto Heaven first. Part 2 is already written. It's been written for a while, but I want to promote Ghetto Heaven first.
So my next question would be then, who is the book target to? So,
my target market is pretty much mostly women, I want to say, because even though guys buy my book, it's mostly women that's buying it. I can't say young, old. It's right now it's a mixture of everybody. of all age ranges buying my book. Everybody loving it. So I'm really not just targeting to one people. I'm on target to everybody. Everybody that hasn't bought this book, pick it up. GhettoHeaven.net right now. It's a good book.
I agree.
What inspired the title? Ghetto Heaven. I understand the heaven part, but
Ghetto Heaven was inspired by first when I was trying to think of a really catchy name, and then if you're an older person, like your grandmother might would tell you, Ghetto Heaven means fun or sex, so that's where I got that from, Ghetto Heaven. If you might remember from the 80s or 90s, there was a song out called Ghetto Heaven, and it was talking about sex. So that's where the titles come from.
So how many of those sexcapades have you personally lived out?
Oh, no, I know you're not asking me that.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Okay, we're going to say we plead the fifth on that.
So what inspired you to make Sincere and Ebony connected the way they were?
Okay, that's a good question. I guess I wanted to keep people reading and keep people interested, so I wanted to keep making a page turner. So I kept adding little twists into it, and it just seemed something that it would make people. It would be interesting. It would be an interesting fact, and it just that came to me in the middle of writing to connect those two like in their fashion.
Yeah, I think the way that you connected the two of them, I did not anticipate, and it was deliriously twisted.
Yeah, and that's the way I wanted to be. Actually, I want to be off the beaten path and do something different, and that was really different. And actually, I wrote a short story. I have a short story series called Twisted, and it's all twisted, and that kind of inspired me to just switch it up a little bit and take it to another level and keep people like, okay, I can't believe this. What's next? And keep turning the page.
Well, I noticed in the book that you named a few celebrities and a few events that I somewhat recall in the back of my mind.
Okay.
You changed a little bit of it as to not incriminate anyone, but did you have any personal relationships or ties to those individuals?
Like I said, most of this book is fiction, so those was fictional events. They never really took place. If they did, it was beyond my imagination. I never knew. It was mostly everything I made up in my head. Honestly, this book was written like in 2009.
Well, the book was fantastic, like, because it gave me the drama, the suspense, the sex. I don't even like the little like romantic, because I can call it a romantic book, a mystery. You call it so much. Who inspired you to write like this? Like, what author did you listen to? Did you read to?
I guess that's what a lot of people ask me when I speak to people or when I do book signings. They ask me what genre my book is, and it's kind of hard to say because it's everything. It's like you said, it's suspense, it's romance, it's mystery, erotica. So it's just like no one really inspired me to write this way. I just didn't want to be classified in one group, and I want to write different books, and I don't want to write. I took a lot of chapters out because I didn't want to be categorized as one particular type of author. So I just want to just show my skills and write a little bit about everything.
Well, I will have to say I've read a few books this year, and aside from maybe some small typos, this book was very vivid. That's the only word that I can use.
Vivid.
I'm trying to find a word to adequately describe it, but vivid is the only thing that I can use, because whatever you read, it's like a motion picture. Whatever you read, you can see. And if it was, I can easily see this on film.
Yeah, that's my next move.
You described it so perfectly that anyone who read it would feel as if they were literally in the book with any of your characters. So I think that's, like he said, kudos to your writing skills, that a person is able to read it and visualize each scene. And that's what makes for a great motion picture and being able to connect, like he said. So if this is your first book, I would like to say congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, this is my first book. It's I have no formal training. It was just something that I thought I wanted to do, and I just tried. Like I said, I read a lot of books, and I was just getting tired of reading the same old, and I felt that I could write a book that's better, and I set out to do it, and that's what I done.
Congrats.
And then you haven't picked up the book again, you can pick it up at ghettoheaven.net. Once again, ghettoheaven.net. Or if you see me out, stop me and talk to me. Come to my book signings, come to my book shows, and I will speak with you. Thank you. But the cover gets a lot of attention. I think that's an attention grabber. A lot of people like the cover of the book as well. I think I chose good. Like the cover, Hollywood.
Yeah, I personally like it because it's very intriguing. Like, you looking at it, you see the Ghetto Heaven with the naked angel. So
yeah, I didn't want people
with her stripper boots.
So you can only your imagination take you from
a religious book. And this is like Jimmy said, this is my first book. I done everything. I wrote this book. I published it. I designed it. I formatted it. I done everything myself. So it was a lot of hard work, but I'm glad to have it out. And I want everybody to go pick it up. And if you haven't got a holiday gift yet, Ghetto Heaven is a good gift.
Disclaimer. Not for the faint at heart.
Not for the faint at heart. And I think I found. We have any more questions?
I would like to say, pick this book up if you're looking for a really hot night.
A hot night. A hot date.
A hot date. A hot night with your significant. Read chapter 4 and 5.
4 and 5. 4 and 5.
Well, I say, if you don't like reading, I mean, I'm telling you, like, it'll change your mind, because I hate reading, to be honest. And like I said, I want to see part 2. I want to read part 2. Like,
yeah, I've had a lot of people that didn't like to read. Actually, for whatever reason, they bought the book and they read it and they liked it, and now they they want to read more. And I would encourage people to read more, and I like the people to read. But Ghetto Heaven is very good. I can't say it enough.
Go get it.
ghettoheaven.net. In stores there. And Hollywood, what did you least like about the book?
Well, me personally, I least like the actual description of the sex scenes. Okay. Because, like, I mean, I didn't want to hear about Curtis. Like, I mean, like I said, it's a very vivid book, and I didn't want to imagine that. Like, but everything else, like I said, it was a good, like how she said, how you said that you targeted for the women. Like, yeah, I can see that.
But when I actually was writing it, I mean, I didn't think women would like it. I thought more dudes would like it. But as I've been doing book signings and shows and out in the public, it's more women that like it. I mean, it's crazy. So I didn't really target for the women, but women actually love it.
A lot of them are vicariously living through the book, things they would never do in real life.
You think that's what it is?
I agree.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay, Hollywood. Go get the book.
Yeah, that's all the questions you have. I thought we had this long list of questions you had.
Oh, wait, let me pull them out then.
Yeah, we got it. And you can catch us here every Thursday night at 8 p.m. We have musicians, artists, painters, entrepreneurs, models. If you'd like to be on the show, give us a call, 678-937-6994. We're here every Thursday night at 8 p.m. WAEN.TV on Washington Road, East Point, Georgia.
All right. Well, one question would be, when naming the characters, did each one have a special meaning to them?
Okay. Each character was, like I said, some characters was based on true people, and other characters was just fiction. So I just made them fit into their own part, in their own thing. And this is gonna be the end of the show for tonight. Like I said, you can catch us here every Thursday night, 8 p.m. WAEN TV, East Point, Georgia. Good night.